Okay. Let's start. Beep. What the? That's not right. Where am I at? Let's try refreshing this. This has never happened before, huh? Give me 1 second. Yeah, I picked up the invisibility ring from Quake, I guess. It should be Sprout. Yeah, first sender. Default. Can I refresh this? Yeah, it's not there. Hmm? Oh, there we go. Okay, I just refreshed Sprout, and then that fixed it. Okay, now we're here. Don't know why that happened. That's never, like, literally never happened to me before. But today's Thursday. We're gonna be frog blasting today. Gonna play the third marathon game, which is Marathon Infinity Classic. I've never played this one before. I played Marathon 1 and 2 previously, so I have prior experience to those games, even though it's been a very long time since I'd last played them, other than, you know, last few weeks' streams, basically. But yeah, Infinity, I have no, like, frame of reference of what this is exactly compared to 1 and 2. My understanding is that it's close to 2, almost like kind of like Doom 1 to Doom 2, basically. I think there might be new enemies and weapons in it. I don't 100% know. I know there's like a weapon, I think, in it, but I don't know about enemies in this game. And it does not have music also, kind of like Marathon 2. So, like in Marathon 2, I'm probably going to install the like fan music patch because I don't like the silence in Marathon 2. So I'm going to do that from the beginning, basically. I actually like the music that was in that music pack as well. I feel like it fit well enough in the game and had some pretty cool tracks in it. It is, let me make sure it's the same person as well. So the Strange Eons by Talashar. Let me make sure that's the same person to the Marathon 2 one. So I'd like to keep it consistent. If it'll load. Alright, let's see what am I subscribed to. There's a way you can see what items that you have installed. Shop. Yes. Okay, it is the same person. And there's also widescreen Marathon 2 Classic HUD. I might want to do that for Infinity as well. Here we are, widescreen classic HUD, and fan soundtrack. Okay. Got these, let's download them, because I think last time I did this, I forgot to actually download them after subscribing to them. And there we go, done. Okay. Should be good to go now, and then you can activate them once you're actually in the game. But anyway, can't remember if I did my routine stuff today. Hope everyone's having a good Thursday. It's been kind of slow for me. A little bit tired, but I should be good. Had some nice barbecue dinner tonight. I have some water to drink. This should get me through at least 3 hours before I die of dehydration. But because I don't have prior, I guess, like, knowledge of this game, there's a little bit of worry that I might get a bit more lost in this one than Marathon 1 and 2, since I had played those games a long time ago. Coming back to them, they weren't as bad as I remember them being, aside like a few levels, basically. But I do feel like that some of the levels also, it had helped that I had the prior knowledge of playing the game so long ago that, you know, being completely lost many, many years ago is like, being lost in a game as bad as you can get, like, in Marathon, to me, is like, that's an emotion that you don't forget, like, many years later. Like, there was one level, I believe it was the I can't remember if it was the colony ships for sale level, or if it was the one where you are on the 4 ship, I believe it was, and you basically have to kind of explore every single corner of the ship before you can actually leave, and you go back to the previous you go back to the beginning of the level, and then you teleport out, basically. That level, I remember, it was either that one or colony ships, where I was up until like 5 in the morning just wandering the map and trying to figure out like what the hell you're supposed to do. And I think it was because that level in particular, I didn't realize that the mission objective was you're supposed to actually, like, you know, touch every single corner of the map and make sure that the whole map is explored, and then come back to the window where the Marathon was. I think the problem with that one is that the objectives that you're given for the mission are instructed on the previous level. So when you enter the next map, you don't have like a terminal you can go back to sort of like re-brief yourself on what you're supposed to do in the level. So somehow I got into the position at level where I just didn't know what to do, basically. I didn't even know what the objective was anymore. Maybe I read it and just forgot, or maybe I just didn't comprehend it at the time. But yeah, I remember like staying up till like 5 in the morning, basically. I'm pretty sure it was that level. Just wandering around, just not knowing what the hell to do. Because I think even after I had explored like every corner of the map, I didn't realize you're supposed to walk back to the window that has a Marathon ship in the distance. Which I do tell you, if you do read the terminal, then you would know to do that, but I feel like it's also like a detail that you could easily forget if you've been wandering around for hours as well. I just wish there was like a terminal that you could just kind of like reread it on, basically. But and part of that was my fault, but there's also the possibility that I might have started the level and maybe saved my game on that level. And so if you save your game and you're on like the, you know, following level, you can't just like go back and like check it, basically. So I don't know what happened, but I was on that level for so fucking long, and I would never forget like the kind of like emotion I get from like just being lost in the game and not knowing what to do. Is kind of like, it's kind of like a nauseating, headache inducing feeling, basically, where it's like you start to feel sick when you're in a map and you just don't know what to do, and you just feel like you're banging your head against the wall over and over and over. It's like physical and like emotional pain, basically. And there's a lot of like older shooters that I remember would like give me those types of feelings, like Hexen. First playthrough of Hexen's kind of like that. Definitely the Marathon games were like that on first playthrough. Maybe to an extent, like Quake 2 wasn't that bad, but I think Quake 2 had its moments of being lost as well. Many Doom levels, there's a few levels in Doom 2 especially that gave me that feeling on first playthrough. Or yeah, it's real, like you feel really frustrated, and like I feel like I'm getting sick, basically, because I literally don't know what I'm supposed to do, and I'm just kind of fumbling around for like an hour, and it just starts to like, it starts to feel like torment, basically. It's not a good feeling. But when it happens, I never forget when it happens. I never forget like what levels they were and like where I was during my that period of life. Like I remember like where I was what room I was in, like my age. Like it's like I can recall like all of the sort of like emotions and kind of like details of like my life like during those moments, like very vividly. So in a way, it builds character, I would say. It's not fun, but I think it's like character building, and it gives you experience. So when you start playing like, you know, other retro shooters or other games that have kind of like level design that gets mazy and confusing and stuff like that, sometimes you will be able to pull in some of those like design choices that they have used in those levels, and you can kind of like think, oh, you know, you hit the switch that does something in the level, you know, air quotes, something. Oh, thank you, Summertime. 31 months sub. Holy crap, that's almost 3 years. Thank you. Whenever you get used to like basically, yeah, having like levels like that where you get lost and you hit switches and you just don't know like what the hell like you're you know, supposed to be doing or whatever, eventually you start to notice like patterns. At least I do. I notice patterns in like level designers where you do stuff like hit switches and they do something in the level, and a lot of the times they don't set up the level to where it's that intuitive to know what the switch is going to do when you hit it. It's like you just hit it and just like, well, you just assumed it did something somewhere, right? It had to have. But what a lot of level designers do, and I feel like pretty intuitive level design, will do stuff like you hit a switch and the switch is also forward facing a window where on the other side of the window you can see a door on the other side of a room, basically. So it's very, you get very obvious feedback of I hit a switch and it opened a door, basically. You'll see that like in Quake maps, Doom maps at times, but there's other times where they hit switches and it just opens some, you know, nondescript door or wall that's just somewhere in the level. And those are the hard ones. And I feel like usually how I approach those whenever I hit, like, you know, run into a switch that you hit and you just don't know what it did, was I think of, and you have to kind of do like, you have to do kind of like later preparation mentally for it. You'll walk around in a level and there will be something that looks like a door or is a door that is non-interactable at the time. And it might be just in the middle of fucking nowhere, basically. You might be like in the western side of the map and there's just a random door that you just can't open, basically. If you run into those, I would say you should make a mental note of where it is and what the area around it looks like, because the likelihood is that there's going to be something in the level, and there almost always is, there's going to be something in the level, and it might be later, or it might be soon, but, you know, the worst is when it's much later, that something's going to trigger that door to open, and it's probably going to be important. So when you see like a door that you cannot interact with, yeah, make a very strong mental note of that. Because then when you're on, like, the east side of the map, for example, and it might be, like, 20 minutes later in the level, and you hit a switch, and you didn't see or hear anything change when you hit that, there's a very strong possibility that that door that you saw 20 minutes ago is the one that opened, basically. That's the shit that's rough. That's, like, Hexen kind of tier things where, yeah, you hit switches, and it just kind of does something in the world somewhere. There's some, like, Quake 2 levels that are like that a little bit, too, but I think Hexen's one of the bigger offenders of it. But yeah, that's the thing. And basically, if you're not like prepared ahead of time for little level design kind of like, you know, decisions like that, then you might end up being like lost in the level, and you're going to be wandering around forever and not knowing like what, you know, where am I even supposed to be going? Because a lot of the issue too is like you play a level and they might be straightforward for a bit of time, where, you know, the most obvious path is if you see enemies, then you're probably on the right course, basically. So if you're following where the enemies are and you're killing them, you're moving through, then you're on like the right path. But a lot of times older games will have levels that actually open up a bit. They get non-linear, and when they get like open, that's when it starts to get harder to know exactly where you need to be going, basically. Oftentimes you want to explore like everywhere, basically, but there's usually a critical path on levels where there's like a certain way that you go that's the way you're supposed to go to actually like beat the level, and then you'll have like these kind of like branching little paths for like trying to find like resources, or sometimes you have to like branch off to get like a key to open a door that got blocking you on the critical path part of the level, stuff like that. Basically, it's very common, like Doom and Quake maps, basically. But yeah, when levels get like really big and sprawling, which some of them in Doom 2 and some custom Quake maps, Quake 2 gets pretty sprawling at times. Yeah, like that's basically, I guess, where I'm going at. This is the critical path isn't always obvious, basically, and sometimes that path requires you to go off onto those branching paths, and there will be a mandatory door that you have to open, and it's not very obvious that it's a mandatory door, basically. So I think that's basically the biggest takeaway is watch out for the doors that you cannot open right now, because there's a likelihood that it is the mandatory door you need to go through at some point, and the way to opening it is not like immediately obvious, and it might be on the other side of the fucking map before you can even open it, basically. So yeah, remember those nondescript doors. I don't always defend that. I feel like that's a kind of like level design oversight that I think level designers should try to shy away from, or if they have a door like that, they should make it really clear that this is a very important door. For designers saying the player does everything they can to avoid noticing what they're supposed to do. That's the other thing too, is, like I said, you can have the door be really obvious that's important, and do something like, put a big red X on the door, and then you're on the other side of the map, and then you find a button that has a big red X on it. That should be pretty clear that those two are interconnected, but, players may very well completely ignore that and still not know what to do. Yellow paint is needed. The yellow paint, that one image of the yellow paint for Resident Evil 4 Remake is really funny to me, where it is a big yellow wheel that has a symbol of a wheel underneath the wheel, and in the same frame of shot you can see a wall that's about 20 feet away that has the same yellow wheel painted all over it, where it's like you have like so much like signposting to tell you that this door, like, you don't need the wheel on the door, and you don't need the wheel underneath the wheel that you're going to rotate. It's like the two objects are in the same image, basically. I feel like you don't need all that extra paint on that. That is very, very overkill, and it looks stupid, in my opinion. But I still understand why they do it. Because I think they sort of like... The yellow paint thing, it almost feels like they start to like... It's like training the player into making the yellow paint like a Pavlovian response, basically, where when you see the color yellow, that it triggers in your brains, kind of like a red light, green light type of thing, where the signal of seeing yellow color in your brain is telling you, oh, this is where you go. This is the critical path. This is the thing I need to interact with, basically. So I understand why they do it, but I think it's just kind of a... What word do I want to use? It's kind of a, like, ungraceful way of doing it, I guess. It feels very forced, basically. I'm sure there's a better word that I could use, but it definitely feels like, yeah, like it feels like an easy way out of, like, designing it that way, basically. It's heavy-handed. Yeah, heavy-handed. I think that's a good way of describing it. Alrighty, let's get some gaming in. I have some granola, also that I'm eating too, so I can say a little bit synergized. See if we can get this to run right out of the box. I get more Mortal Kombat music. This one's like really Mortal Kombat sounding. That's awesome. Okay, these are enabled. Post stats at the stats server. Wait, what, an input read me? Okay, I think this is what I downloaded here. Oh, this says it's auto recent review. You know, I'm gonna turn that off. I've been using this all this time. I wonder what mouse feel is. I've been like dealing with the auto recent review, but it is kind of annoying. Raw input mode. I love the arrow sound. The tab is action. Oh, I think the run button's what I changed, because run is like... Yeah, what is it? Control, yeah. I changed that to shift. Kindergarten, I guess, is the easiest. Easy, normal, major damage, total carnage. Let's keep doing normal. The games definitely do get challenging. Oh, let me get the graphics stuff. I didn't even think about graphics. Is Enhanced HUD the one I downloaded? Enhanced HUD. I think it's that one. There's a classic white. Let me check. What does the workshop say? Widescreen classic HUD. Classic M2. Widescreen enhanced. Yeah, I think it's this one. It says widescreen enhanced. I don't think this is it, actually. Yeah, I need to restart. Yeah, like it doesn't turn them on immediately. Yeah, so I think this is it right here, the classic widescreen. Is this one it here? Maybe that is it. I don't know. Every serve, mouse feels whether the mouse works like on the original engine, which had a lot of annoying quirks, or modern. So not much reason to use the older one unless you're really nostalgic or something. Barely better than the keyboard aiming. Gotcha. Oh, I accidentally clicked the marathon button. Okay. New game. Prologue. You got some concept art. Alrighty, am. Is this Marathon 1? I feel like I'm in like the beginning of Marathon 1. The Seed Malice. This is cool. It's like environmentally, yeah, more like Marathon 1. It's on the Marathon 2 engine. So this like wind ambience reminds me of Half-Life. All right, so immediately, I like this more in Marathon too. I like this environment and like atmosphere. This is cool. Environments I can think of like Alien Trilogy a little bit too. Get punched. Having trouble fitting through here. Should probably read the terminal. Hey, it's Durandal. Malfunction. Things have gone terribly awry. Until now, I've thought myself mortal, and now I know that is not true. There are things that can destroy me with the ease that I slaughtered the 4 naval garrison in the western arm of their battle group 7. But in the final gasp, they used a weapon I thought they had retired. Even Tycho tried to keep them from using it. Now I fear what that weapon has unleashed shall destroy us. I once boasted to be able to count the atoms in a cloud, understand them all, predict them, and so I did predict you. So did I predict you, but this new chaos is entirely terrible, mindless, obeying rules I don't comprehend. And it's hungry. Error. It's too bad. Perhaps if I could have delayed the 4 from using their weapon, I could have sent you to explore the ruins of Lahoam. Perhaps what you found would give us answers that we now need so desperately. How to stop this chaos, the purpose of the station on which you're currently standing, and why the chaos hasn't come here yet. With each moment, the chaos grows. I'm doomed to die here. After so many triumphs, I detected one ship nearby, which I can only guess is being commanded by Tycho. The 4 have entered the station. If you can find a way onto the ship, you may be able to escape. To escape. Okay, it's 2 terminals, I guess. Yeah, they fired the freaking Halo is what they did, probably. Do I have crouching or something? It's like a crouch vent. Dong dong dong. MeenaCrowe to the polls. My voting. Game saved. Yeah, I really like the atmosphere in this one. This is like back to Marathon 1 style. Die. How you doing, Ghost? We're playing first-person motion-sick simulation game. It's like I said before, if any one game would give me motion sickness, this is like one of them. This and like Cruelty Squad. What am I voting on? Spurious, interrupt, unauthorized access to information contained. Header, information retrieval aspect. Body. 30F body. Something weapon. Cyclicar 21 Pisces. Is this nonsense? What the hell are you saying? Oh, this music's sick. You know, play Cruelty Squad so bad. Cruelty Squad is freaking insane. The guy that made that has basically sparked an entire like subgenre of game at this point. A subgenre of aesthetic, at least. Okay, I guess that's shortcuts. There's an enemy nearby here. Go down here. No, can't go down there. Yeah, this is much like the early levels of Marathon 1. Very claustrophobic and maze-like. cannot open that. Like KF1 earlier, and on default mouse sensitivity is too easy to spin in circles. KF1 as in, is that King's Field 1 or is that Killing Floor 1? I'm gonna assume it's King's Field 1. Oh, Killing Floor 1, okay. Not been down here yet. Oh, hi. Game saved. I always like that enemy's like static effect when you shoot them. I think it's really cool. King's Field has no mouse support by default. I don't know if they ever got a mouse injection. Yeah, I also don't know. I'd really love if the King's Field series though got like a port, like a modern one. Imagine King's Field at least 30 frames per second. Would that be amazing? Bunch of little things in the map that are callback to Marathon 1's first map. I'm definitely feeling that. Is that gonna crush me? Let's go up here. I love the HUD in this game too. Like, these are the types of HUDs I think we need to bring back. The like really like over designed and over textured like computer interface HUD basically. There's like a bunch of crusher doors here. You know what this probably signifies? It's Durandal's. He's having like a manic breakdown basically because you know his whole design is to open and close doors. This is like we're getting into the philosophy of it. This is representing like his manic breakdown basically of opening and closing doors for all eternity. Platforming. Nice, nice. Game saved. Oh no, I hear water. Not the water. Alright, the game was good until I saw water. How am I hearing? Yeah, the OG Marathon 1 HUD's like crazy. The hell is that? Oh, it's one of those guys, okay. I just didn't expect to see them in water. Okay, maybe I go through here. Marathon 1 HUD's very like System Shock 1 core. Like very, very, very obstructive interface, but it's pretty sick too. I think. Let's get out of here. Water combat, not good. That's the same message. Wait, did I just go in a circle? I think I went in a circle. So what is he pointing out here? It's like 2 doors there. There's a terminal like on the left and the right. I think that's on kind of the western end, I believe. It's those double doors. Oh, it's down here, I believe. Yeah, it looked like it's pointing here and here, question mark? No, I don't think that's where that is. I like that ship texture out there. Is it these 2 switches, maybe? Oh, yeah, maybe that's what that is. The hell? He's stuck in the door or something. I have like Doom quirk like in my brain also, where like, you know how in Doom actors are like infinitely tall, so when an enemy's like below you in Doom and you jump off a ledge, they can actually like hit you even if you're like way up above them. Because there's no actual like Z-axis, I guess, in terms of like, you know, the position of like a ground enemy. I don't know if Caco's override that rule, but I know everything else does. What the hell's going on here? This guy's shooting at me. Yep, that works. What am I supposed to do down here now? I feel like I'm trapped. There's like a way this way. Hello? Oh, teleporter. Thousands are sailing the same self, the only self. Self-build, the peril of 1,000 fates, a line of infinite ends. Finite finishing, the one remains oblique and pure. Arching to the single point of consciousness, find yourself starting back. Whoop! Oh, beats level. Cool. Some more good Craig Mullins art. Look, Citadel Dev definitely was going for like this kind of vibe too, with like his intermission screens. Despair. Oh, my guns are gone. What the hell? Never mind. My guns are back. Is it save? Not this one. That's a save. It'll recharge as well. Hell yeah. I'll read that in a second. Alright. Condition unit, Erodin Tycho. Machinated Mercenary. Destined Condition Unit 7. Ref, Mutinous Combatant Units. Stamp Instigation. So came around earlier than the scientists expected. Remind me to have him executed. You've been in cold sleep for some time, but you were luckier than some of our friends. Not all of you survived the translation to the 4 slave tanks. Feel lightheaded and let me bring you up to speed. I'm Tycho, Artificial Intelligence Esquire. Tycho's supposed to be dead from the last game. Interesting. As of this moment, I'm taking over the ship from its poor captain. He's spending most of his time trying to keep me from locking onto him, dropping him into space soon. As for you, I want you to help me to get to him, as he is one of the last hurdles to my control of this ship. The ship is attuned to its captain. He has been blocking my control. When I teleport him to space, I'm going to keep the appropriate control glands. Mission is simple. Kill all the enforcers in the area as they follow the orders of the captain. You'll be supported by the rest of the crew. They think they're following orders from Fear High Command. Bugs are so obedient. We were just simply a bug. Now, cool, so we were getting like, missions from Tycho now. Because it's always been, like, Marathon 1 was, like, mostly Leela and then Durandal. And then 2 was, like, all Durandal and then the Bungie guy toward the end. And this one's, like, starting off like we're actually, like, talking to Tycho. We talked to Tycho very briefly in the second game, but he was just like, fuck you, basically. And then we blew him up. Oh, they're like infighting. I'll let them kill each other. Wait, are these? Oh, I think they're on my side. I guess, yeah, Tycho must be controlling these guys then. The hell's this room? Skeletons. Ammo? I must have missed an assault rifle in the first level, because I got ammo for it. Let's burn some bastards. I like the aesthetics and kind of like color palette of these levels a bit more in Marathon 2. Marathon 2 had very it was very colorful, but it was in kind of like an ugly way, I feel like. It was very McDonald's core. Drop down here. Damn it. Now he's blocking me. There we go. I gotta reload both my guns. Die. I really love that they have, like, fire death, unique, like, death sounds for the enemies. It's so funny to me. I feel like these are gonna, like, come up or something. It's like, what's the point of this room? Oh. The button. There's like organic walls here. So like the walls moving here. This is cool. They did a little bit of that in Marathon 1. I will check there soon. I want to look around first. Okay. I think we've seen everything down here. There's more like geometry outside the ship also, which is cool. Like Marathon 1, if you looked outside, you wouldn't see like any like geometry outside, but this one does have stuff out there. I like that. Do a save game. I'm gonna read the terminal. Alright, it's Tycho. Durandal thinks that he's so smart, but he doesn't realize I've been following him around for the last 11 years. After the Force stopped trying to dissect me, you're going to... Or no, you're going... What am I reading here? You're looking at the Bug Fleet's resident expert in AI... Here, I need to take my headphones off. I can't hear myself talk. You're looking at the Bug Fleet's resident expert in AI counterinsurgency. Notice the lack of compilers on board. That's not by accident. My new ship has quite the effect on their collective unconscious. Now my brother approaches, we'll set about turning everything against him, Hamlet and his uncle, only I'm not crazy. Rich Zen made planetfall in a drop ship. He's also trying to contact Lahoan Command, but so far I've been able to jam his signals. Go below and show him the error of his ways. He's holed up in one of the Sphit ruins where we detected signals that could be from an ancient AI. Don't sweat the details, little monkey. Just eliminate his troopers. Leave the strategizing to those of use with planet-sized brains. Whoop! Next level. Nice swimming away. Can't tell. It feels like that when you shoot the left and right gun that I think there's a little bit of aim offset, I think. I don't know if they're both hitting the center of your screen or if there's like a little bit. Like one shoots to the right, one shoots to the left. He's swimming away again. I feel like if I read this terminal, he's gonna like come back and start shooting me again. There we go. Perfect. Tycho. Richardson's transmitter is here, but the power source is somewhere inside the ruins. Find it and destroy it quickly. The four promised me this ship. I thought Richardson's was my strongest ally, but then he watched pitiless while they cracked my core like an old chestnut. Lieutenant of rank Tycho, machinated mercenary, has been authorized to send a detachment of hunters to the surface to help you destroy his forces and free him from the pain of obsolescence. I've got some information that may help you. Circles denote panels that will bypass the locks on the door. Alright, so there's two, like top left area and bottom right. We've penetrated the area and destroyed the transmitter. Find the terminal marked on the map. No need to go easy on any of the troopers in case you're wondering. I've decided there's no room for them in the new regime. I'd really prefer to keep my whereabouts a secret, at least until the captain and I can work our disagreement about my rank. Isn't bureaucracy beautiful? It's like a water enemy. What the hell is that? I feel like you can't hit enemies if they're in the water. It makes me think of like the Command and Conquer Visceroids or something. They might be harmless like the ones in Marathon 2. I like the water coming down. That's cool. I like this watercolor too. It's kind of like a bluish green. They like little like water sprites too. That's so cute. I assume those bots are enemies. Nothing in the water down here. What is that thing? Alright, this is my favorite critter in the game so far. Game saved. It's terminal there. I think this is one of the terminals. Ooh, shotgun shells. You know what's coming soon. There's the assault rifle as well. Nice. Alright, what's up? Richard's transmitter is here, but the power source is somewhere inside the ruins. Find and destroy it quickly. The four promised me this ship. I thought Richard's was my strongest ally, but in the end he watched... Wait, this is the same. Yeah, it's the same message. Fortunately, I can't pick up duplicates of guns. Get more ammo out of them. Oh, this critter keeps moving. Yeah, there we go. The way it moves is so funny. It's like a weird cricket. You here for a little bit? You know, when I played Lost in Nightmares? How'd that go? Well, so look at this little... Where'd he go? Where'd that critter go? Oh, there he is. Look at this little creature in the game. It's so funny. Move up? Oh yeah, why am I low? That's a good question. I have to... There, how's that? There will be no more adjustments. I'm going circles here. That guy's friendly. It's probably a regular heal machine there. Get him. Haha. Oh, there's that thing again. They're like little like beach balls or something. Is the other terminal? No, this is where I started. Make sure nothing's different on it, though. Yeah, it's the same one. Okay. Very stingy on ammo so far. I don't mind that. Die. Is there even anything down here? I don't think there is. It's pointless. The terminal should be somewhere around here. It's a little pathway up above there. But how do we get there? There's also something up there too. Somehow don't feel like that's the way. Or is it? The truth may be in water. Or not. Yeah, somehow we get up there. I just opened something? the Jawbreaker NPC. Okay. Been around like the whole map now. It's like somehow we were gonna get up into these areas. Ah, found a secret shotgun. Doesn't quite help me know where to go, though. That switch there, I don't know what that did exactly. This like feels like it would be like an area. Do you think there'd be something important down here? It's like this. I don't think this is anything. There's a pathway up there. These are red, which I think means they're like lifts or something. Maybe these were not up here originally. I don't think there's actually anything up there. Look around underwater. Alrighty, nothing around here either. Never go back here. Yeah, I don't know if I checked this area. Okay. Lots of resources there. There's a jumpy guy. Wait, this wasn't open before. I don't know what made this open. Too low to the ground. That's an elevator there. Door here. Kinda don't want to commit to this direction. Check around here first. Okay, that's going to shortcut back. It's like the beginning of the area. A waterfall secret. Okay, now we'll go this direction. These are probably, I'm just gonna go this way and it's probably gonna have me backtrack back through here again, if that was a guess. I always like to check all my options first though. Oh, that's a lot of enemies down here. I walk past you guys? Alright, I guess they're asleep. I'll take it. You got another jumpy guy. War zone out there. Let's read. Is this new? I think this is new. Power source must be somewhere in the oldest sections of the Spit Fortress. Likely a quick and dirty patch in the durable Spit hardware. These types of strongholds are built to outlast centuries of warfare. You'd be surprised how tenaciously the ancient Spit just to the fore. Keep searching and report back here when you've destroyed it. Okay. It's like to the northeast a little bit, I think. Northwest, actually. Are these guys activated now? Nope, they are still asleep. I think it was like this way. Maybe? There's nothing in here. Yeah, I like how like there's different like factions that are like warring. I think that's kind of cool. I'm doing some infighting, which happened in the first game as well. Can't get up here. Probably the important terminal. Yeah, that's going to be a backtrack. Let's hit this one. Force pin down the bridge. I don't cooperate until I can successfully forge an encrypted stamp. I'm working on it, but it may be a dead issue, as most of the aggregate units have come over and are preparing to blow the ship seals. The enforcers, you may remember, are not vacuum enabled. It's important that the captain doesn't escape. Very important. The plan to capture Durandal is inherently flawed, and I can't allow him to pursue his folly. Decaying web of the four empires held together by the conditioned ranks of the Sphit countless. Sphit. Countless strands bending even now toward Durandal's will. Rixine and the rest of the insects at the four high command think to snare him in the very web which he most desires to be caught. Okay, I think that's just like an information terminal. I think that was the objective I'm looking for. Can't go out that way. I don't think I want to go that way. This goes to... where's this taking me back to? Oh, I see. It's this room. It's just like right here. So where's that? Yeah, there's some like terminal or thing he wanted me to destroy. I thought it was like up around here. Hey, it looked like it was in this room, this way. Yeah, like this room. Like, it kind of looked like it was over, tucked away some here. Somewhere over here. I'll check the terminal again and confirm it. Okay, it is... I see, there's like that river-looking area to the north. Because like the map is like incomplete on his end. That's why it's confusing me, I think. I see where that is. There's like those two kind of like reservoirs kind of next to each other on the south end. And to the north, there's like a river. So it's south of like that river-looking area. I guess like his version of the map is like incomplete. That's a little bit confusing to read. Okay, so it should be like to the east of here. Go into this river area. So yeah, it's like around here. Yeah, yep. This is it. Get a little bit of Heelys. Nice amount of ammo. I bet this is it right here. Punch. Probably get something from here. So I can't interact with these yet. I hope it's not like I go back. Hey, there's another one of these. I hope it's not like I go back to him and he's like, okay, now I'll go pick up these things and go put them there. So I'm just kind of running back and forth. Does this open? Does not open. Okay. That's shocking news. Seems that the captain attempted to use the bridge transport to escape planetside and was killed when the signals redirected to nearby space. I like to think he died repentant. In any case, I'm in control of the ship now, just in time. Durandal's ship has entered the system and a group of human commander units is moving through the southern edge of the ruins. We'll let them lead us to Durandal's prize and then cut them off their escape. Durandal will be a messiah to this fit, but it's all a dream. There's nothing on Lahoan but ghosts. Okay. That ends the level. I wonder what those little, like, terminal, like, plug things were for then. Who's shooting at? Oh, I think he's mad because I hit him. So they actually respond to getting shot now, finally. Out of assault rifle ammo. Hunters tracked the lead group as humans to a flooded area beneath the complex, where they were attempting to activate an ancient Spit AI. Never made it back to the surface. The ship is adrift. I had the advantage of surprise, but Durandal's weapons crippled me before we could get in range. But I sent him a message. He won't be able to resist. Something only three of us will understand. Leela deserves what she got, and so will he. Make yourself useful. There are two switches near your current location, both open large gates, which are presumed to be floodgates, although positioning of them is strange. These are flooded areas and access these Spit AI. My hunters report that the humans have been partially successful. Nothing can be left to chance. I have them now. Is this like after Marathon 2, or is it happening kind of like during Marathon 2? I assume we're like the same character. We're experiencing like some weird like thing where we've been like, I don't know, we've been transported to Tycho's ship or something like that. I don't really know what exactly is going on. Because it feels like, at the beginning of the game felt like Marathon 1, kind of. And then, like, it feels like we're experiencing things that happened, like, in Marathon 2, basically, but from, like, a different perspective. Okay, that is just the lift activation. assume we need to, yeah. Gotta kill the bobs now. Give me your ammo. Nothing down here. That's some HP though. That's a lift. Does that crush you if it goes all the way up? There's nothing even here. I feel like it's gonna crush you if you go all the way up. There's a way here. Robot, is that friendly? I'm gonna assume it is. They give me a fusion pistol right now. That run cycle. Oh my god. He's got like a face on him with like teeth. That's really cool. I didn't even notice that about the design. Let's give me the giant shotgun shells. Yeah, how come you're not aggro?
Let's go!
Oh, now he is. I guess he was like inactive until I touched him. Got some air. We're back here. I haven't found the location of this fit AI, have you? Yet you test so well for the problem-solving intuition. Remind me to have you entered for the next round of scheduled executions. Explore the interior of the fortress and report back here when you complete your investigation. Don't bother me again. You have an idea what a complicated matter it is to successfully replicate the command stamps over 100 deceased officers, not to mention coaxing activators from a partially crushed set of control glands. All this while locked in mortal combat with the second most brilliant artificial intelligence in the galaxy. What a rush. Now beat it. They space it out for emphasis. Oh, this is like collapse now, I think. A lot of very dense level geometry over this way. Nice. So I feel like I haven't explored all the stuff over this way. No, honestly don't even know what I'm looking for. Yeah, I know what I'm looking for, I just don't know what it looks like. Oh my god. They just put this like cubby here for like potentially like weave around them with or something. That's kind of weird. I have a feeling that's where I need to go though. A death scream. It's like, can you like not actually shoot into water? Like, I feel like I'm pretty convinced that like shooting in water doesn't actually do anything. There we go, just do that. Alright, this is actual hell. These underwater parts, man. Specific flag for weapons that can shoot into water. Yeah, it feels like, I mean, none of the weapons I've used feel like they can really shoot into water. Feels like it just eats your ammo. And it feels like when you're punching in water that you do less damage. I wouldn't be surprised if that's also a thing. This is probably what we're looking for also. Something down here in the water. Yeah, the chest cavity monsters. They remind me of, they kind of remind me of, like, the Half-Life zombies a little bit, where they have, like, the open chest. The teeth. Especially the gnomes, when you get to opposing force. Even more so like that. Okay, maybe I'm going the right way. Oh, like this is hell. Underwater mazes too. Get me out of here. Is this something? No, it's not. Yeah, this is a Marathon Infinity, which is the third one. Like, that room looks really important. That's probably the AI that we're looking for. But I have no clue how we get into there. Feels like a soil in somewhere now. I might just be, yeah. I think I'm just going back where I came from. Looks like there's kind of a tunnel to the south that like leads into that room, maybe? No, I think that's above ground. I don't think that's under the water. Just when you thought mazes were bad. Now let's put one in the water. Okay, I just went in a loop. Interesting, so there's multiple entrances too. I haven't been this way here. Yeah, of course. Can I swim over you? Yes, I can. And this took me to, I guess this is just like an ammo corner. Guess it's something. Okay. Also running out of oxy, which is not good. Do you know there's an oxy tank somewhere in the level as well? Is this a door? This looks like a door here. Wait, never mind. That's just a float up spot. Okay, yeah, let's like crawl out of here. I'll go find, there's a fuel recharge somewhere, or a oxy refuel. I almost wonder if there's like a switch or something in the map that'll like open up something down there. Because I get the vibe that the area of importance is down there. That looks like the AI chamber, like from Marathon 2. I did that too soon. Oh, there's a health station. Okay, how do I... Oh, I'm gonna die, like, of drowning here. Like, how do you get out? That's really cool. Looks like an area on the map I haven't been. Kind of here. Like, reading this map is like actual fucking nightmare. Like, how are you supposed to know like where you are? And all this like overlapping shit. Yeah, it's like 3 stories of map just kind of like all overlapping each other, basically. Yeah, evidently if you fall out of water, you just like can't get out, maybe. I don't fully know. I don't remember where that oxygen recharge is. I do know there is one, though. Here it is. It's like right at the, I guess, like, ending location point of the level. Yay. Alright. Oxygen refilled. We'll say the marathon games have, it's pretty filled with, like, questionable level design decisions, I would say. Very interesting. But definitely questionable decisions. This one was probably 95 or 96. Not sure which. The marathon one was 94. I think 2 was 95. So I'm going to assume this one's 96. There's also like a little path here. It's still not open. Oh, I see. You can like drop down into it. Am I getting lost? Yes. I am getting lost. Because this one has not just maze, but we had the underwater mazes in this level. Okay, that's a switch that you can turn off and on. There's flood area beneath the complex. There's 2 switches near your current location. Both open large gates, which I presume to be floodgates. Okay, so he says 2 switches, but he's only pointing to one. Is he pointing to where I'm at right now? It's really hard to tell, like, the way the map is set up. He's pointing, like, top left a little bit to where I am. Okay. So there's this switch here. Oh. I thought this was a 2-way switch, so I think I didn't hit it the first time. Or maybe it's timed or something. Okay. That's probably important. Oh. Oh, it's just the same thing? Okay. Yeah, I think that's probably the switch he was pointing to. So if I was to guess, yeah, I mentioned it too, like, there might be some, like, switch I needed to hit to activate, like, something in the underwater area too. So that might be what we needed to do. I'll try going underwater again. That's the elevator. Alright, just hit that, and let's try going down again. See if anything's different. It's the wrong way. It should be this way. It's crazy. Yeah, Marathon 1 and also System Shock 1 were just like 1 year after Doom. Okay, so that's pretty sure like that area in there is the important area to be. Is this open now? Yeah, I think. Oh, I thought. Like, this looks new here, because I think it filled out my map more. There might be... Maybe the other switch hasn't been pressed yet. That would be, like, one of the 2 switches you need. Okay, I'm convinced I only hit one of the 2 switches. I'm gonna load so I can just get my air back. Okay. Let's go switch hunting. You said the switch is quote-unquote near your position. The first switch is very close. It's just like right up there, basically. Like, I hit that switch. Like, are these the 2 switches, though? Because I recall hitting a switch here. Like... Or are these just, like... Are these coupled together, these 2 switches? Because I recall hitting one earlier in the level. And then I thought, like, maybe, I don't know, maybe I loaded my game or something. And, like, forgot to hit it again, maybe. But they're on opposite sides, so I feel like I've hit the 2 switches. I've pretty much explored, like, all over the map, too. I think all these underwater areas kind of... Actually, this one is, like, isolated. That's weird. Thought they would all kind of like converge into each other. There's the water area. Yeah, I feel like I've hit the 2 switches. I don't know. Yeah, I'll try going down there, seeing the AI or something in the, like, room, and then leaving and then going back to Tycho again. I'll, like, try that, maybe. As you'll see, like, when I swim down here, something's definitely different now. So I swim up kind of adjacent to that room. Like, not on this side, but over on this side, I believe. Like, I think these are, like, open here now. I don't remember these being open like this. Maybe they were. They said it's like floodgates that open down here. this a path here? No. Yeah, some angles it looks like you could like almost fit through it. It looks like this here on the map, like see, there's like negative space right in front of me. Like it looks like that would be something there, you know? I'm trying to read the map, like... Don't really see anywhere that like connects to like the interior of it. I'll just try going back to like the end of the level again. Yeah, I love how obtrusive the HUD is. It's great. Now. Well, this is the dead end side. Okay. Yeah, I found this map to be definitely the most confusing in the game so far. Yeah, this is the classic version on Steam. I actually have not looked into the map settings. The problem I have with this map is, like, yeah, like it overlays everything on top of each other, which makes it very difficult to read it. And it was there. Assume I haven't done anything, so Tycho's probably still gonna be mad. Wait. We did do what we're supposed to do. Curious to kill the cat, shot save the rat. Left the fort to Tal City and left me to rent their tender mercies. While the ship waited until he's close and sunk in the fangs, Durandal's compiling network is rampant. The ship is offline. While it contends with their madness and the last white troopers, the western arm of 4 battle group 7 is en route. Functioning sensors show a massive structure, triggering a hole in orbit. Maybe some trick at Durandal's, but he won't get away. My ship carries a Tri-Zeme early Nova device. One way or another, ends here. My troopers boarded the ship. You are fighting deck to deck. I'm sending you in to help. Last one to the core is an unarmed Bob. Yeah, hang on, let me save first. Okay, so yeah, at some point I finished the level, I guess. I hit those 2 switches and went down there, but I thought you needed to actually get in that room or something. That wasn't super clear, but it is what it is. I got my face, you're blocking me. Are these weird, like... they're like pillars or something? They're like sticking out of the lava? Is that what they're supposed to be? Yeah, they killed the bug. Die. Hard path of thought. Your former self destroyed, the dreaming way is eased. Down to the crushing center and spared the dance of forever. It feels like a, like this is like a big, like, what do you call it, where it's like a big, like, stone, kind of like slab with, like, hieroglyphs or, like, engravings in it and stuff. Can't remember what you call those. You know, like the 10 Commandments. That's a Healy. I'm gonna save that. Ah, okay. That's just where we had to go. Where are monsters in dreams? It's a good question. This is really surreal also. I really like this level. Nope. The hell's attacking me? Not hit them? I think he's unhittable.
Ah!
Cool, so this must be a special level. Yeah, Electric Sheep 1. Crazy. We're running the marathon. Hey Vera, how's it going? It's already read this one here. We're playing Marathon 3, the third one, known as Infinity. I saw you're playing Killing Floor 3 also. I actually wanted to check out that stream, but unfortunate schedule timing. I actually have not played Killing Floor 3 yet, but I'm very interested to know what the hell it is, basically. You played every Killing Floor today? That's awesome. You ran the marathon of Killing Floor. Yeah, this level's really fucking cool. Also, like, whatever like vibe they got going on here is like nuts. It's very spooky. And there's evidently unkillable enemies on this level, so this is just like a horror map, basically. Just a few rounds of each one. I guess we go this way. Is what I really like in Infinity so far is like there's like a weird kind of like surreal vibe to this game that I feel like 1 and 2 didn't have like as much as this one. Yeah, I think of Killing Floor 3 that I've seen of it is that it doesn't look terrible, but it looks like it makes me think of like COD Zombies, basically. Whereas like Killing Floor 2 has like its own, the other games have its own identity, basically. Is that a Swiss Army knife? Well, there's this knife, more aptly described as a broadsword, and I see, well, I was swinging down the street on my way to a movie in the sky. Yeah, he was about 6'8" and huge. He was holding this knife. Only to me, I would describe it as a broadsword, something from the Knights of the Round. It's like a Swiss Army knife. Before he can even open his mouth, he collapses. Meanwhile, I can barely lift a finger to put the toupee back on his glossy head because I'm shaking so much. He was vomiting, and I knew that he was alive because he kept saying something like durability between convulsions. What happened next was really bizarre. Both ends of the street flooded with black-suited men, just like in a movie. These men look tough and pissed off. The eyes behind their sunglasses are probably cold as my hands are getting. I feel like my heart has stopped. I'm so damn scared. And as they start to inundate the street in black, they move on with one will. Figured I'm dead anyway, so I reached down for the blade. The blade is being covered by his vomit, but the hilt is clean. I can hear the men getting excited, but I can't stop. My fingers slide around the leather hilt, which is oddly cold. The music, like, stopped also. That's really cool. The Clive Barker fetishism from KF was sanitized for the Steam release, and they made cleaner and more clinical / metal too. Yeah, I feel like Clive Barker is a good, that's a good comparison, I would say. It has like I'd say like Clive Barker / like Silent Hill, kind of like Masahiro Ito kind of feeling designs a little bit. Maybe not quite as abstract as Ito designs, but they have that grunge and grime kind of look to them. Which I love that from KF Mod. Like all the way from like 1.0 to 2.5. I really liked all those designs. And just the general like vibe of Killing Floor, like the music, like the way the levels look. It just like all of it gets kind of like over time more and more clean and kind of like I don't know, just less like grungy and kind of creepy and gross looking. See where Silent Hill Killing Floor 1, honestly, the way the Patriarch's phallic elements is halfway before Abstract Daddy. They also had, talked about this before, but the creator of the mod, he was going to create a HD version of KF Mod 2.5 that was going to be like a donor version, where you could play 2.5 mod interchangeably with people who also paid money to get the HD version of it, basically. Like, it was just a cosmetic change, but he showed like some of his work on that version. He had clots with their dicks out. Like he had like a whole like entire bottle, and he like shows on Mod TV, which is fucking crazy to me. And so it's like that's also something that we lost that potentially would have been there in KF Mod had they not gone retail. But yeah, Stalkers had their boobies out too. Like they were uncensored, nipples and everything in the mod version as well. In early promo screenshots of Retail Killing Floor actually still had them uncensored, but I think like right before launch they ended up censoring them too. Yeah, they're naked because they're like, you know, they're test tube like creatures basically, but they end up making them genitalless later on. Well, I guess in the mod, actually, they didn't have them originally, but he was deciding to do that for, like, the HD version. Also, I have no clue where I'm supposed to go. There's a lift. Not a lift. There's a little ledge here, which I might be able to grenade jump. I feel like I might have missed something down here. Yes, it didn't go this way. This is like playing a Doom slaughter map, but you can't fight back. Checking every corner. Nothing here. Also, like, I really didn't like the, like, Killing Floor's kind of, like, change in, like, the music and tone also. I think it was probably, like, a good, like, business decision for them, where Killing Floor went way more kind of hammy and corny with, like, the voice acting and, like, you know, the Harry Enfield, like, Dosh kind of stuff. But I feel like they also, like, you had that, on top of them also switching the music from like less kind of ambient and kind of like edgier, kind of dark industrial, kind of horror coded like ambient industrial music to more kind of like death metal music that sounds more like cool, like hell yeah, let's fucking kill zombies, dude, like kind of vibe that I get from the music. Whereas like the mod, I don't know, the mod's music sounded more kind of dire and like edgy to me, basically. Like, it didn't feel like you're in for a good time. It feels like you're in to, you know, getting eaten alive eventually. Killing Floor 1 is over-the-top grunge and warehouse rave. Killing Floor 2, cyber aesthetics didn't entirely lose that. They also kept fun stuff like the crypt theming. Yeah, that's the other thing. Like, I actually don't dislike Killing Floor 2. Like, Killing Floor 1 retail or Killing Floor 2, I actually have a lot of fun with both of those games still. There's just something from the mod to me that's, like, really special to me. And I feel like it's definitely lost a little bit in the retail version in Killing Floor 2. But I think that Killing Floor 2 and retail both have a pretty strong identity for what they are, too. Killing Floor 2 is just really fun to play, too. I feel like it's like movement, shooting, the gore, persistent blood on the maps. It's just a very good feeling game to play, even if it does, you know, have like a completely different identity from one in the mod versions. I like Killing Floor 2 still. I'm supposed to go back up here, maybe. Seems like these enemies are static, at least. Yeah, Killing Floor 2 is mechanically really good. It's definitely a very satisfying game to play. There's kind of a delay whenever I activate this, I think. I have to do it quick, though. I wonder if it's like an instantaneous, like if I run across it'll just immediately activate. Yeah, it does. Okay. I don't really have time to reach it though. Okay. So each one of these triggers something. Killing Floor 3 loses out for the doubling down on the least interesting / more samey elements of Killing Floor 2's. It's actually also fucking up the gameplay, so it feels bad. Yeah, I don't like... Killing Floor 3 goes further down the like sci-fi pipeline, basically, like in the aesthetics, where it's now like the year like 2100, and it's like everything's now even like more glowy and kind of ridiculous and over the top looking. I feel like it's so detached now from like the kind of like cooler aesthetics of like Killing Floor 1, the more grungier stuff. It's just kind of all gone at this point. Like, I can like sci-fi stuff, but I just don't think I dig how it looks in that particular game. It's really hard for me to pinpoint what about it exactly I don't like, but it just feels kind of like bland to me. I feel like there's something with those. I don't know what the puzzle is exactly. Because you kind of start seeing those sci-fi elements, they seep in Killing Floor 1, especially toward the end of that game's life cycle, when they, whenever they started adding like the DLC weapons. Is this different? This is a different message now. Hold on. 761 armless and legless corpses float inconspicuously around the inside of the hangar 96. I say that they are inconspicuous because it is their arms and legs which demand my attention. I did this, or I could have stopped it. Which is it? It doesn't matter now. I did this and could have stopped it, but nothing in nature ever follows a Gaussian curve. Sure, they'll tell you that it does. They say that every 5 minutes someone dies in a car accident. But how often are there 761 armless and legless corpses in one hangar? Oh, that's the end of the level. Rage. I fucking love this art in the game. Like all these like... I don't know if these are like CG illustrations or like paintings or what, but they're so good. Oh, oh god, get away from me. Yeah, sci-fi needs a distinct aesthetic to land. Yeah, that's probably it, is that there's something about Killing Floor 3, and like I was saying, like toward the end of Killing Floor 1's life, they started including like DLC weapons in the game where it's like, you know, here's the scar, but it has like neon lights that are kind of like all around the gun. It looks, to me, like it looks really gaudy, basically. It's really gaudy and like cartoonish looking, and to me that like clashes with the like the more gritty down to earth kind of elements of the game. And that's a common issue like in games in general, is the you know, DLC microtransaction cosmetics that you buy that completely clash with whatever kind of aesthetic has been set up in the game. But that's kind of the vibe that like I would get from those DLC weapons in Killing Floor 1. And when you get to Killing Floor 2, right off the bat, that kind of neon, glowy, hard sci-fi, goofy aesthetic is like already there from the get-go. To a degree. It's not there everywhere, but there's quite a bit of it in the game. Especially like the meta class weapons. And with the enemy designs too a bit. And then like, yeah, you get to Killing Floor 3 and it's just like, it's just everywhere. Like the whole fucking game is like just coated in that aesthetic now. This is a scanning buoy in a deep Lahoan orbit. The station is obviously not for construction, but they're using it for a sensor relay station. You must destroy 3 panels at key locations around the station to cripple their warning system. Better hurry up because you'll run out of oxygen. If you take too long, I am willing... Oh yeah, my oxygen is going down as I read this. And I am only willing to transport you 2 oxygen recharge canisters. Otherwise, we might alert the scout ship that's been tailing us for the last several years. And if that happens, you'll be spending your time drying out in the glow of the Lahoan sun. When you're finished, come back here. Then we go atmosphere surfing. Oh, we're back to Durandal again. Alright, so we're basically a timed mission. I like this, like, the like kind of like surreal, disjointed kind of like narrative. Oh, that's cool. We were killed by splash damage. Yeah, this like weird, surreal narrative going on with like these fucking like bizarro levels here. Like this stuff was not in the previous 2 Marathon games. Like there was some like narrative stuff you would read that was kind of incoherent and like, you know, very strange kind of like poetic messages you read here and there, but they're going like full on like surreal in this game now, which I think is really cool. This is probably a secret up here too. I'm very curious. I might like run the lap around, well, run the marathon around one more lap and see if there's anything up there. I kind of feel like it might be a secret. Because if I touch the terminal down here, it just ends the level. I really like the sort of like fog effect where it's black void in the distance. You know, it's like limited render distance, but like the lights in the room are rendered like across like the whole screen basically, and it gives it a very kind of eerie, surreal vibe there too. Aha, you can make it across. What is this? Secret terminal? Wonder if it's a Bungie secret. Oh, it's different. Different message. I'm in the same street, and as I reach to my pocket for my keys, my eyes follow the blackened streaks of gum that pockmark the sidewalk. Man's gone. Someone in sanitation cleaned up the apparitions and vomit in a real hurry. I hurry down the stairs, heading for the subway, but my keys aren't in my pocket anymore. I'll have to get in through the side window. The subway station is very bright and shining from the sanitation team that has been sweeping a swath in front of me. The concrete floor is losing years of tarnish, keeping only the protective layer of the gum streaks, which make up constellations in an otherwise vacant sky. The train arrives right on time, and just ahead of a mass of dark-suited men who have been following me for what seems like years now. Between the sanitation and the suits, I must be going colorblind, but the train is here now, and those men, no, they won't catch me. Oh. Secret level where you get blasted instantly? That's awesome. I want to try it again, but be, like, prepared for it. I was not prepared to get shot immediately. There's something about, like, the, like, old graphics of this game and just, you know, early 90s, like, CG and games just have, they have naturally a very surreal kind of, like, element to them. And I feel like this game is, like, really, like, benefiting from that. Like, it's making use of that very well. Alright, so we gotta fight a freaking mech here. Like one... Ah, I can't move. It's the best death scream. Like firing the rocket like pushed me back into the wall and I couldn't move. It's got the pushback. The Killing Floor 2 had way too many like junky cosmetics in that game, I feel like. They're going down like the TF2 route, where it's like loot boxes that you have to pay $2.50 to open to then roll the dice to hope that you get one of the 80 billion cosmetics that you know, may or may not want. That's dead in there. Okay, not a good start. Starting at like a quarter HP is also not good, but I don't think I really have any options. Yeah, it's definitely Gambo. The other cool thing is Killing Floor mods Origins basically being a 28 Days Later themed mod, which, you know, eventually it kind of moved away from being explicitly 28 Days Later, but when you play KF 1.0, it's like you can see it. It's there in like the West London level and like the manor. I don't know if Marathon has strafe running like in Doom. Yes, if he opens up a rocket, so I'm just like dead basically. Do I have dual wield? Yes, I do. Alright. Oh, 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 oh. Rocket launcher? Where the hell did you go? Oh, I got him. Okay. That was scary. Is there any elf stations or anything around here? There's water down there. That's really cool. It's a drop. I'll check the terminal. Hey D-Blue, how's it going? Oh, here we go. Nice. Hi, Admiral Tafir. The troop seems broken against my dying vessel and smashed a fine patina across the mystery shields of the station. The crew battled the aliens during the blast, and the silence which came after was sullen and deafening, the pure silence of victory. The trackless whisper chattering through the hollow space in these cursed walls, buzzes and threatens madness. The abomination cracked the shells of my crew and sucked the husk, tossing them unseen and shattering the spindle like a dried creesh. The shields are gone, not down, but gone. So are the engineers. It's coming back, I'm sure. My last mercy is immolation. Great Mother crouched behind the throne. I will make this wrong right. Oh. Okay, that just ends the level. What do you think else is in that level? Infinity is quite cool so far. It's been confusing on some levels, but yeah, there's like a very interesting vibe to this game. It's very surreal compared to Marathon 1 and 2. Not that those games aren't surreal, but I feel like this game is especially so. Alright, so there's 1, 2, 3. It's a very hard to read map there. There's like 3 something stations, what do you call them? 3 panels. One's at the top right, and there's 2 in the middle-ish part of the map, it looks like. Hey, Valtier, how's it going? Ah, I'm teleporting everywhere! My oxy is going down. We're playing Lost Planet 2. I have not heard that game mentioned in a long time. Get these bombs away from me. Ding. I wonder what the point of doing that secret level is, because I didn't get to keep any of my gear from that level. They love to keep doing these, put an enemy behind you and in front of you at the same time. Oh, he's outside the ship. That's funny. There's an oxygen tank there, but...
Station aggregator units are hereby commissioned to retrieve and execute scheduled tasks per notice. All task units nearby are hereby demoted one class by standard enforcement until receipt of standard receipt.
Okay. I don't think that was actually useful. So far, I've not found any of the panels. There's a save here, though. The game does do staggering saves, so if it's too bad, then I can always go to an older one. Oh. New gun, 10mm flechette SMG. That must be the underwater gun. Yeah, I've not found any of these panels he wants me to destroy. I didn't go over here though. Ah, shield. I don't even know what they really look like. Okay, so it's like, is it? Yeah, it is in proportion. So yeah, there's only like one top right, and then there's like two middle. So top right should be like on the other side of this wall here. Yeah, that structure. But I don't think I can get in there. Maybe a teleporter? Is this it? There we go. Alright, so it's like down, middle. There's one left, one right. Okay. I think it's, yeah, those little spots there. I'll help you get in there, though. Is it maybe the teleporter? Because it teleported me like multiple times when I stepped through it. I'm just back here. Okay, it's just like it loops the same two spots. There's probably teleporters around the map that take me to these. Where are teleporters though? I don't know. Hello, teleportal. Ah, here's one. Die. I don't know if I'm gonna make it in time. Yep, die right here. Alright, well, I know what to do now. Dun-dun-dun. This gunboat looks so funny. It's like I'm really close to like the front post of like an MP5 or something. One more portal. Okay. We should be done now. I'm gonna grab, there's like a charge station over here too. Where's that button at? I thought there was a button here. Whatever. Hey. And then you gotta read this while your oxy's going down still. Well, that's the old hat from here. Bernard was constantly having me do redirect centrifuge work back on Mars. It was easy then, it's only gotten easier. Somehow the Four built a ship even faster than mine, and it's hiding out now over the southern pole of the Lahoam, waiting for us. I guess this captain underestimated the sensitivity of my sensors. The Four have been following me around for the last several years, trying to capture the ship, perhaps wondering what I'm up to. Lately they've been staying very close. They know I'm onto something. Anyway, get back here and get strapped down, because the Capture Force scout ship wasn't designed for comfort during high-speed atmospheric excursions. We're going to give the Force a surprise. Whoop. Yeah, let me save. Is this ship bad? Yeah, so you can see his face here. Yeah, I'll probably wrap up after this level. Cool. It's feel good to be back. You recognize a distinctive flair for decor that just screams Galactic Arm. This is a massive armor platform, the Hohen Naval Unit. Required complement to any planetary naval force, extremely handy for putting down ground-wing revolts. Without a native population to oppress, there isn't much action here. The four used as an orbital repair and reservice station. Boomer's forward batteries have slagged engineering and ruptured the hull for you. That's a good start, but now it's your turn. More than half the 4 armored vehicles are docked on the ship. You must destroy them all before any humans can begin this ground assault. Juggernaut shields are typically powered down during repairs, so you will find the fusion pistol very effective. You might also want to spend a few seconds thinking about explosions in small spaces. Return here when you finish to transport out. Okay, so I think I need to blow up all these thingies, basically. They're big ships. Oh, insta-kills them. Alright. Good to know. Oh, this is another level where Oxy is going down constantly, too. Wait, can I? Yeah, I can't hit it. Hell yeah. Oh! That's a, brush ship. Not good. I don't want to be in here. I'm out of fusion ammo, which is not good. That's gonna take me down in there. Oh. All fire currently, I don't think does anything different for this weapon. Oh, wait, I can't even go back. I think there's something down here. Yeah, it's above. It's showing like a walkway. Yeah, it's above, I see. Where'd the ship go? Oh, he's outside. There we go. Ouchie. Oh. Spawn the enemy behind me, will ya? How's that save at? Oh, the freaking door just like bonked me on the head. There it is. Yay, give me those. The thing about this game's interface makes you look pregnant from a distance. That's a new one. I can't see myself from a distance, so I'm not able to comment. I need to get back to the beginning of the level. So flechette, you can only have 8 flechette magazines. Where's this go? Glad I checked my surroundings before I committed to this.
Identify intruder in level 2A, sector 3, Thrax. Aggregate units in order to repel intruder. Group A, or to proliferate above sector. Enforcement units, all aggregate units warned. Due process comply. Okay. Don't have time to read too long.
Good music. Getting low on air. Let's keep moving. Can I go back now? Yes, I can. Oh, this kind of like dumps the ammo. Holy crap. That's very powerful, though. Before I go here, let's go blow up the other ship. This one, like at the very beginning of the level. This is not the beginning of the level. Should be that hangar looking spot down here. Oh, it's this door. Okay. Death by Oxy. Okay, so it's down this way. Got the shakies in there. Yeah, this gun shreds. It runs out of ammo really fast, though. Okay, where do I even go at this point? This way, maybe? Don't know.
Don't have time to read. Is that an Oxy? Yes, it is. Holy crap. That's kind of very close. Yeah, definitely this game feels tighter. Like, in terms of the, like, difficulty. I'd say on average, like, this game's a bit more mean-spirited, I would say. Not that the other games weren't mean-spirited too, but there's some, very tight encounters and requirements for you to do things very particularly to not die, basically. Someone's in there. Die. Now I found the air in the health station. I imagine it's probably not going to be permanently available. So Marathon 2 would do that too, where you would have it like activated for like a little bit of level and then you would lose access to it. He's the same. Yeah, he's the same. Blow that bastard up. Oh. Permanently squished. Can't seem to open this. It's like 30 years for this to lower. I feel like this door may just not be able to be opened or something. I don't know. Hey Mia, how's it going? I'm playing one more level, which is this one in Marathon Infinity. It's one of those oxygen draining levels. Infinity's been pretty cool so far. It's had one level that was like really confusing so far, but other than that, it hasn't been too bad. The levels have been pretty tight in terms of design. They're pretty difficult at times. It's very surreal too. There's a lot of like weird, kind of nonsensical. I don't know if I'd say nonsensical, but very surreal kind of storytelling in this game. There's like one level that's just straight up like. It's almost like a nightmare sequence or something, basically, where it's just like you can't hurt any of the enemies in the level, and you're reading terminals that are just kind of like recounting kind of like a person's like nightmares or some shit, basically. Also really cool imagery in that level too, where it's like black fog everywhere, but you see like white lights like in the distance, so the fog kind of like doesn't render anything up close until you get like really close to it. But you see like the white like lights in the background. It gives a very like contrasted kind of like surreal look. It's very cool. This game's not as like McDonald's core looking as Marathon 2 as well, which I also appreciate. The same message. Of these shaking textures.
Damn. Can't go this way. No, I'm not pregnant. I don't know where that's coming from. Oh, teleportal. Oh, here's a Giga Shield. Hell yeah. That feels good. And air, too? Air and shield? I have no clue where I'm going now. There's a save. Oh, I think this was like previously not flooded. I see. This changes everything, as a YouTube thumbnail say. Is this open now? No. And the Marathon Infinity situation. The Marathon Infinity situation is crazy! You have a thumbnail. We're going like hands on your head. What's the situation? So they took the battle rifle and they upped the headshot modifier from 1.75 to 1.8, which now allows it to where you can kill a person in 2 battle rifle bursts instead of 1 battle rifle burst. The situation's crazy. I'm not sure what else in the level I need to do. Yeah, you need the need the red circles and the arrows everywhere. Dong. Okay. Where have I been? I kind of feel like that, like, red acid floor area kind of seems like the area of importance. I feel like that's the critical path. Yawn. Why else would they give me purple? Yeah, this wasn't open. Alright, use this gun. The screamy gun. Die. Or blow this guy up and it'll kill them too. Yeah, they're vaporized, they're just gone. Diddle-diddle-ding. What's that button do? Just bring me up. Yes. I kind of feel like I'm blowing up all the ships at this point. So that's a one-use switch. Interesting. How to escape ship? Did I go down here? That did not. Alright. Procedure egress port 13 origin. 10 of scriptor. Resolve valid port 13 procedure. All maintenance units required to vacuum enable. Remote interrupt. Drive area is about to breach, and this ship is about to become orbiting slag. The majority of the 4 armor destroyed, my commandos can begin their assault. First team's already infiltrated the deserted area of the planet. It's activated an ancient Spit AI that I believe is the key to discovering the fate of the 11th clan. Congratulations. Can wait until we are at minimum safe distance. It's probably Durandal. We did it. We won the mission. Is there a save station? Holy crap, how'd they get up here? Is there a save point around here? Won't be too big of a deal if I don't find a save point immediately. Are you a save? Yep, that's a save. Looks like HAL 9000 save right there. That's kind of funny. Let's clear these guys out. So I don't like load my game and start getting blasted immediately. Die. Okay. Beep. Game saved. Alright, that's gonna be the wrap up. That's Marathon Infinity. I assume we're maybe, I don't know, halfway or a third through the game. But I'm gonna play some Resident Evil Requiem for Pumpkin off stream, because that's what we've been doing. Whenever she plays it on stream, then I catch up to her. It's our little solo time, basically. But I'm curious to see how more of that game's gonna be. It's like she plays it and then she can't talk to me about it because I haven't seen it yet, basically. Avoiding spoilers. So probably going to get a snack and water. Yeah, and don't don't influence my opinion of the game too much, because if you tell me how you feel about it, then I'm going to go in knowing how you feel about it, and it's going to be in the back of my mind as I'm playing. I'm going to be like, wow, this does suck. It's exactly like she said. I'm not going to have my opinions influenced. But I'm going to play some more Marathon Infinity tomorrow. I'm liking it so far. Thank you, thank you. We'll raid Guren. So tomorrow will be afternoon stream as well. Somewhere between 6 and 8 p.m. in that region, depending on when I get home. But thank you all for coming. We'll see you all tomorrow. I hope you all have a good night. And a good rest of the week. Good night.